Hello everyone and welcome to this new video where we'll be talking about the alert system. So to create an alert, you're going to navigate to this specific alert menu, then into create an alert, and you'll get this menu. So there are several things to cover. The first is that you will have various alert conditions. First off, let's imagine I want an alert for when the price crosses, let's say 28,900. So I want my alert to trigger when the price crosses 28,900 from above or below. It doesn't matter. You could also choose only when it crosses from below, like when it goes from 28,890 to 28,900. From above, so when it comes from the top, if it's greater than, less than, etc., etc. There's a vast array of options to choose from, and you want it to trigger either just once or once per bar, meaning once a minute ultimately, if you're on a 1 minute chart, once every 5 minutes, and so on. Or every time the condition is met. So I'll just leave it like this for now. You'll have a message, so here we can just leave this as the default, it doesn't really matter. And you'll receive the notifications. Specifically, either a notification will appear, at the bottom right, or you'll have the choice to play a sound. So you have a little slew of possible sounds here. And then I will simply proceed to create my alert. Okay, there are several things to mention here. First, the alert can be found in this menu, Manage All Alerts. So here it is, it has appeared. You can also click this little button here to temporarily disable it and re-enable it by doing the same thing. And finally, you have the alert itself, which has appeared on the chart. So there it is, present with its small white arrow. When you hover your mouse over the alert, the message will be displayed. And you also have the option to delete it if you wish, allowing for easy management and removal of unwanted alerts. There, by simply clicking on that. You can also double click it to edit it. And lastly, you can simply interact with it just like a drawing or level, which means you can just take hold of the alert itself. There we go, and move it. So there, I don't want it at 28,900 anymore. I want it at 28,940. There, I've moved my alert. It will trigger when the price hits 28,940. To show what happens when the alert triggers, I'll put it very close. Right, since I'm so lucky, and this always seems to happen, the price just won't hit my alert. There, so now you have the alert that triggers. I don't know if you can hear the sound, but there's definitely a sound on my end. So there you go. You can see that the alert has triggered. And now, well, the alert itself is marked with a distinctive little green dot. If I had configured my alert to only trigger just once, then in that case it would have completely disappeared and it would have been totally over with. So, I'm finished. I don't want it, so I'll delete it. There, and that's all set. The second thing to mention about these alerts is that you can actually link them to different objects. Let's say I want to draw a rectangle, okay? So I'll draw my rectangle, boom. So let's imagine that this rectangle is a zone that defines, I don't know, the top of a range, for instance. With your rectangle, you will be able to perform a click on it, okay? And then a right click, and then add an alert to this specific rectangle. And so there, you automatically get the exact same configuration as before, except that the condition is no longer linked to the price, but instead to a rectangle. So you can define when the alert is triggered. If it's when the price enters the rectangle, exits the rectangle, is inside the rectangle, or on the contrary, is outside the rectangle. And it's the same after that. Each time the condition is met, etc. So I'll create my alert there, and now you have your little alert icon that has been created on your rectangle. And I move my rectangle there. Now, if I move my rectangle and I've properly configured my alert to my specifications, then there, inside the rectangle, there we go. And so you have the alert going off constantly. Why? Because the price is in the rectangle and it's constantly going off. I'm going to remove it as it quickly becomes extremely annoying to the ears. But all this to say that the alert system functions properly and can be incredibly beneficial for notifying you when you enter a specific zone, especially if you wish to step away or perhaps, I don't know, engage in other activities. For instance, if you open a new tab and so on. You are going to want to get a notification when something specific happens.
Indeed, alerts on charts are specifically designed for that purpose.
You can obviously do the very same thing on a line, so you can just add your alert on a trend line, and from that point, it's exactly the same process, really. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.